right, everybody. Good afternoon. Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here with an update on the weekend forecast. And here we go. Showers and storms are pushing into the area right now. Surprise, surprise, right? We're usually expecting this. We actually have a pretty good looking thunderstorm now right here in western Polk County. It's now moving in towards Fishhawk in eastern Polk County. This is going to have about 40 mile per hour winds. It's moving off to the west at about 20 miles per hour or so. That would basically put it here. Let's do a little track on this thing here. That would put it over towards Riverview. Let me go ahead and do the timing here. I think this thing pretty much holds together. It will change shape just a little bit here, but you know, this is pretty much headed towards downtown Tampa. So Fishhawk now, Riverview about 4:58. So that's about 15 minutes or so from now. And then Gibsonton about 5:08. You can see Palm River eventually. So this thing's going to continue to truck off towards the west. Again, nothing severe right now. There has been quite a bit of lightning in it as well. And if we look at cloud tops, that's kind of one of the indications where I can see how tall it is and kind of get an idea of the possibility of hail. And that's up there, man. That's 45,000 feet. So, yeah, there's definitely a chance that we get some hail out of it. The radar right now can actually look in and see, and it has seen some hail falling in that core. And that's about 1/2 inch diameter. Now, that's not big enough for severe thunderstorm right there, but that's certainly big enough to, you know, you're going to hear it if it's coming through the area. Now, there's a little bit more trying to develop out ahead of this. You see what's happening right in here. You see that? There's going to be another line that kind of fills in down here towards Sun City Center as well. And I'll show you that. But I think there's going to be more than just this one cell coming through. We've got a bunch of small cells in central Manatee and eastern Sarasota now. They're actually starting to come together. I think that's going to be a pretty good line that'll get to the coast here in about 45 minutes to an hour or so. So keep an eye out behind you if you're at the beach, because that's where the storms are coming from. You can see now it's all east. Well, this main line is east of I-75, but we do even have a shower over there towards Sarasota Bay and up towards Bradenton area as well. So afternoon storms rolling through the area now. Bigger picture, you're going to see the East Coast sea breeze is clearing the area. We still have to watch the back of this line, right? That whole line here is going to come through by the time we get through later this afternoon. So that's going to be our best chance for showers and storms when these lines come through. Once we look at the dry air that we had yesterday, kind of eroded, we've got some moisture coming in. There's another little shot of dry air behind it. Some of that is cooler air too, and that's going to give us that chance for some smaller hail. So that's why we've got a 45,000 foot storm out there right now. It's easier to grow those bigger storms when you get some dry air up above us and they can grow up into it. Now, let's talk weekend. So this is about now 4:35, right? This model's been running almost 45 minutes to an hour ahead. So I'd say this is about 5:15, 5:30, and you see a pretty decent line at the coast. The back line, the one I was showing you is the East Coast sea breeze. That's this one here that's going to be in western parts of Polk County. That's going to be about 5:30 or so. And then here you go. You've got another one's going to be about 7 o'clock coming through the area. And then some light rainfall left over. So where we're seeing those big storms now, that's where we're going to get some light rainfall. And that's what this is showing about 8 to 9 o'clock tonight in Polk and Hillsborough counties. And then we're done. All right, tomorrow starts dry. Saturday starts dry in the morning. We've got easterly winds. Very similar look. See, they start inland. Then about 3 to 4 o'clock, they start moving in towards western Polk County. This is about 4:30, 5:30, pushing storms back up against the coast through about 7 o'clock or so, and then everything moves offshore. Sunday plans, looking nice and dry in the morning as well. Easterly winds again, they go all the way through the weekend. That makes storms start inland, push them towards the coast. I think Sunday could have a little bit earlier start. And I'd say 60 to 70% chance. There's some dry air mixing in this weekend. But overall, the pattern is very similar, and so there's not going to be a bunch of changes to the pattern. So here's the forecast. We're going with, well, low 90s now, low to mid 90s, but rain's going to cool us off here shortly. Best chance for rains through about 8 o'clock, and then after that, chances will be decreasing. Weekend weather, 94 on Saturday, 95 on Sunday, 70% chance for rain both days. Like I said, it'll be a touch drier maybe tomorrow into Sunday, but you're not going to really notice a big difference. Boating forecast. So this is a little bit different. We've got easterly winds. We're not going to get much of a sea breeze on shore. That means not much of a turn to the west. A little bit, but with an enhanced easterly wind, that means the further you're going offshore, the bumpier it's going to get. So east winds 5 to 15 knots. That's nothing right near the. In fact, flattens it out at the beach. Just a little bump on the intercoastal. We're going to go moderate chop out on the open bay. Keep that in mind. But again, you're going 15, 20 miles out. It is going to get a little bit on the bumpy. I'd go 2 to 3 foot seas that far out. Gulf water temperatures 90. UV index is 11. That means with an index like that, you can get burned in less than 10 minutes, just over 10 minutes. So you want to get the sunscreen on it. All right, let's talk tropics. Send you off toward the weekend. Well, very, very quiet, as you can imagine. We actually do have a couple of waves coming off of Africa right now. We still have a lot of dust in this area. So there's not a whole lot that's going to happen, at least not right now. But let me show you the European model. The GFS, they're all starting to hint that by next week, I'm going to stop it here around Tuesday. You see this little circle here. It's a wave that comes off of Africa, and it tries to lower pressures here. And watch what happens as we go through the middle and end of next week. You see that yellow there? That's a little bit something developing by a week from tomorrow. All right, the models, look, you can't trust tropical stuff this far out, but GFS is sensing the same thing, and most of what I'm seeing is something coming up like this. Let me take that back. Most of what I'm seeing is something trying to come up and kind of curve out here. So that would be good news if that is the case. Bottom line is it's been so quiet, but I think next week we might have a pretty decent wave to be watching out for. Doesn't look like a threat for anybody here at this particular point, but I can't really even say that. It's kind of crazy. Although, look, if you look over here on the right-hand side, you see another really good deep wave coming off. It's right on the edge there. Let me slide this over a little bit. Right there. You see that orange? That's actually a pretty good low-pressure system. And what's happening is the monsoon season in Africa has been pretty much on fire. Not on fire, but it's certainly enhanced, okay? So that means you're getting more storms coming in off of Africa. The more of those storms that come over the East Atlantic here, the better chance some of that survives, and they create these storms like what we're seeing potentially right here, right? So that's just kind of seeds for tropical systems. And we're starting to see that, really starting to see that continue more than anything else. But that's part of the forecast when you start looking ahead. All right, keep in mind, guys, look, August 5th, right? The majority of the season's ahead of us. We're just now getting into the majority of the season. Look at that. See all that? That's the thick of it. So, yeah, it's been quiet, but yeah, it's kind of supposed to be fairly quiet. We're just used to the last 2 or 3 years with crazy numbers of storms. So we get near an average for the first half of the season, and we don't know what to do. We think the season's shutting down on us. But no, we're going to see some storms, that's for sure. Hopefully none of those hit land. Okay, here's your 7-day forecast. Mid-90s all the way through. Lows near 80. You're going to want an afternoon shower and thunderstorm to cool off because, yeah, it is going to be hot and humid. And I think all the way through at least Tuesday, pretty decent chance for those showers and storms to be moving through the area. All right, any questions, guys, before I let you go? I saw a couple people here posting some things. Bobby, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope everybody in the storms are doing well. All right, we're looking good. Okay, that's it, guys. Don't forget my Facebook page, Bobby Deskins Weather. If you've got some cool pictures, weather stuff over the weekend, post it there. I'd love to share it with everybody. You can email me as well, too, bdeskins@10tampabay.com. Social media is just so much easier to use for that kind of stuff. All right, guys, that's it. Have a great week.